Partnership then is Kewen and Greshley. Kewen is from Sanlam Personal Finance. I'm lying, sorry. Kewen, every time I see Joosternberg Primary School, I think about the wine you gave us. Then I get stuck. Sorry about that. Sorry, yes, Greshley is from Sanlam Personal Finance. That's correct. You can see he's dressed all Sanlamy. And dressed all Joosternbergy is Kewen. So I'm going to hand over to these two gents so that our program can continue flowing.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kewen Bergstedt. I'm the principal of Joosternberg Primary School in the Milders Vlei area near Stellenbosch, near Kraaifontein, in the Winelands. Tonight I'm very privileged to have my father and my mother with me. My father is 80 years old and he was also a principal once. So thank you, Daddy and Mommy, for being here tonight with me. My partner, Greshley, he's going to speak for himself tonight. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. So, my name is Greshley Desai. As you can see, I'm from Sanlam's Personal Finance. I'm part of the IT department, and I've been with Sanlam in the CSI area for a while. I'm also currently now the CSI chairperson. So I've been involved with Kewen for this partnership. I mean, before the partnership, Joosternberg Vlakte was our beneficiary as well. So we're continuing growing with Joosternberg Vlakte, and this is only the start of what we're hoping to achieve. So I'm also fortunate to have my parents here, and my father was also a educator back in his day, and I think that is amazing. And yeah, so off to Kewen. You want to start? Okay.
Yes, our school, like I said, our school is in the Winelands, and our school it's not a big school, it's not a small school. When I started in school, there was only 107 learners, and that was a few years ago. And now we have 20 staff members and 660 learners, starting from grade R till grade 7. We started with the grade R, say 15 years ago, with only one class and no money, no funds to support the teacher. And actually tonight the teacher is also here, she's sitting here, Ms. Snyders. She came along and she was paid out of our tuck shop. A tuck shop that sells chips and sweets, and at the end of the month of 107 learners, you must count out is 300 for you. Is that okay? Is it 200 next time, and so on. But the school developed and the school grows, and the school started in the barnyard of the Maibek family there on the farm. And after a few years, apartheid, and after 94, when we go to the farmers, when we ask, we need this and we need that. Oh no, you can ask Mr. Mandela. He can give you. And so the years went on, and there was Mbeki, and you must go to the Mbekis. They can give you, and they will give you. And then like this is, so the involvement of the farmers in the area, they were moving away. And they move our parents from the farms to put them into a township, in the squatter camps, but they still must work on the farm. And the learners were coming to the school. Now there was no buses, and still there are some learners that must walk. So there's a transport of the WCD now, and these learners have to walk 4.9 k's. Grade R learners, 5 to 6 years old, 4.9 k's. and then into their homes, like a kilometer or kilometer and a half or 2 kilometers, then walk in the afternoon back, and the kids on the 5 kilometer, they can get onto the bus and drive past that other learners. This is a policy of WCD that I don't understand. Learners 5, and they must walk to school, and 6 years old must walk to school in the winter, in the summer, and then the bus just drives past them. Now there's a lot of things and stories that I can tell you what happened to kids along the road that they must walk. And you can come to the school, you're very welcome. So come and have a look at the school. Now we are getting learners from, like the diverse community, we're getting learners from the Wallisdean, the Blue Comos, from Durbanville, parents bringing the kids into the school. And the WCD actually don't know when the school started. But his parents, that is 60 or 65 or 70 years old, so we came, according to our approximately 67 years old. And that's what we did in our 67 minutes also this year. But I will tell you that later. Our learners is Afrikaans speaking predominantly, and last year we started with a CAMI program in the school, the maths, and the phonics program. So grade R learners, they are really enjoying these English lessons now. Phonics lessons, and you'll be surprised to see these little ones playing with these computers just at school, not at home. There's nothing at home, just at school. So yes, a few of our points. Our mission is that we want happiness at our school, we want achievement, we want respect, and we want the children to be determined. Being there to educate the learners in a safe and healthy and loving environment. Like we're like a little family there with a lot of sport activities. And during the winter time, we need to keep our learners safe. And when they're wet, we must warm them up. And then we encourage all our learners to dream bigger, because we don't want them to just fall alongside of the road. Like when they leave grade 7, they normally go to the schools in Cryfontein, the Bernardino Heights, the Eben Donges, the Scottsdeans, and Scottsville. They attend that schools. So we want them to dream bigger and develop our learners to become more assertive in their choices. The broader horizon and both the learners and parents, as well as offer disadvantaged learners the opportunity to engage in our teams. Our teams, we have a strong cross-country team, soccer team, netball team, rugby team. What is there else? There's a lot of sports at the school. But our learners really get into these teams in the Western Province sides, and without a rugby field or without a netball field, that's really something that people can't understand. So we want to promote sport at all levels, encourage international participation, as well as to support disadvantaged learners to compete on the various levels, ensure that the learners have means to eradicate unemployment and break the poverty cycle, and encourage the importance of healthy living. Healthy living is, for us, a big issue, but when Sanlam came on board with the PFP, I said, oh, God, thank you, yes, Sanlam. And you were thinking Sanlam, you're thinking money for the school. But disappointment, gravely, is not a man that can make that decision. But he's actually getting to be my friend at this moment. We share a lot of time together, speaking about the school, and he's just there most of the time when he comes around my place or at the school. So yes, Grizzly, over to you.
So But you can't see the heading is actually learners or topics that we address throughout the year. So as Kieran was saying, we found this friendship. In the beginning, we were like, we didn't know what to expect from each other. Kieran was expecting like Sanlam to come and solve all the problems, and I was expecting Kieran to show me, and we were both lost in the beginning. But now, where we are now, it's actually, it's been a challenging journey, but it's been a fruitful journey, and it's I don't know, it's been amazing. So when we came to the school, yes, the school wanted new buildings and new this and new everything, and then we discussed and thought about it and thought like, what would be what's the simplest thing or the easiest thing that a child needs in order to learn, and that is food. Because Kieran told me the story about that the kids come to school, they give them I think two meals. It was a meal a day, but lots of the parents do not work. And then they have the meal at the school, but then they go home and they're hungry. And then like Kieran was telling me that sometimes the only time they ever eat is when the parents cuddle for food, because they have to scratch around to get food for the kids. And I thought like that is the one topic that we have to address. We have to find how we can get food for a kid, because a hungry child is not a learning child. So that is what we've done. And then we ran this campaign at Sanlam with Cuban. We sat about it, and we thought that, okay, the school does get food from you have a feeding scheme that runs one meal a day, but we need to get this food to the houses, to their homes, to the parents, to the community. We ran a campaign. We got containers, plastic bags, and we brought as much as we could, and we started redistributing the food to the homes, to the community, and that made a big change. And also with the help of Liz Collins, Cape Wine Auction also donated 50,000 Rand, and that helped us, and we're getting another 50,000 so we can buy more food, and this will allow us to have 2 meals a day. And then also the hygiene, Kieran was telling me, like, obviously, like, because the parents do not have this medical equipment at home, the school is basically the main point, the oasis, that if anything happens to them, they have to basically take care of the cuts and the bruises and everything. And sometimes, Kieran was telling me the story about the dog that bit the kid, and this kid had to have that. He went home, came to school the next day with that same wound, and it gets infected, So it's these type of things. So we were looking at the fundamental problems. So that is what we did. Hygiene, underwear. Some of them do not have underwear, and we ran a campaign to get socks and underwear, and also washing and vanity basins, because hygiene is important. This also breaks down onto the kids with the learning barriers, like you were mentioning that with the Elson class with alcohol fetal syndrome and stuff, and teaching them practical skills like hairdressing and how to knit and those things, so they can create some type of opportunity going forward. And then stationery is always a need. So we did as much as we could with stationery, and it's an ongoing need, and we're going to continue with that. And then it's the winter warmers and fun and learning, like Ewan was saying, that one of his goals or his visions is that we want to make sure that the kids are warm. And then we ran the winter warmers as well. And then also fun and learning is always important. Next slide, please. So, okay, so Kieran wants to mention a few of these, but I'll just mention about the way we decided to reach the community was going with social media, with the social media presence, and to show the community what is happening in the school, to get everybody involved. And then Kieran can mention what has happened so far regarding that. Kieran?
Yes, thanks to Grizzly for putting up this Facebook for the school, and creating this Facebook. A lot of parents don't know what's actually happened at school. Don't know when the kids go to rugby and soccer and things like that. So now we're putting up these things on the Facebook, and the parents can see. Parents from other places phone, can I enroll my kids at your school, because we see a lot of activities going on at the school. And this is also getting our farmers involved now. Now, they're starting to get involved. Like, the farmers getting involved with our sport field. The sand is, luckily for the drought, one of the farmers' dams, they were dry, and so he decided there's a lot of sand in the dam, and he must make it bigger and deeper. So, God willing, the sand came to the school now. 96 loads of sand was delivered now onto the field. They're going to level the field, and this is approximately 200,000 that they spend on that field now. And after that, they will be planting grass. And then I will invite you all to come and play and roll and on that field. And this is just thanks to the PFP and this part of me that we can have this. And our parents, you know, it's difficult times when parents can't come. They want to be at school, and the farmer tell, or the person you work for, jy kan nie vandag gaan nie. You can't go to school. Ek gaan jou geld aftrek. I'm going to take your money because you're not in work. You go to your kids' school, and then you're going to take the money. Don't understand it, right? So the parents came to our meetings. They're coming now to our meetings. Just the last Thursday, we had 253 parents at our parent meeting because we busy with a wall. And thanks to APSA, that they help us with the wall, and our parents being part of this, buying a brick, for R5 a brick, these brick blocks. Some bought 5, some bought 10, so they help to build up the walls of the book. And the involvement of Liz through our COP, when we get together, we spoke about this, the Cape Wine Auction Trust, and for Liz was setting up that thing. And actually, you know, me and Liz, we spoke over a phone, and I explained, and I think Michael also explained at night, Mike. And 100,000 came to the school now, the 50,000 first, and then another 50 to help with this. So that the COP's involvement with this is very, very good. Then there's a lot of corporates that seeing Sunlab is on board now, corporate companies like the APSAs, and so it's getting on board, and Agrimark is getting, and the Department of Agriculture, they were also there fixing and painting and rolling and doing lots of stuff. So this is just because of the Facebook that was created. So thanks again, Ashley, for being there and helping us with that. Also, the teachers there. As you can see, there is a teacher busy packing some food, hampers and so. For our Mandela Day, our initiative from the school side, we went out in the community and helped them and put some food on the table. So there's a lot of need for food in our communities. It's very hard times. It's really hard times in our area and in our vicinity. So thank to my teachers also for helping us there. And as you can see, the slide here, the COP is at our school in a classroom. We don't have a staff room, and they're busy with our hall. And yes, everybody, I just want to thank also, you see the packets there, there's not wine in. This is Francesca from Cape Union Mark that gave us all a shirt, and thank you very much for that also. Thank you.
Okay, so as we were saying about the parent involvement, so as McEwen mentioned, it was an issue, but we're getting more parents involved, and that's making a big difference at the school. And then, the heading is actually challenges if we can't actually, it's been cut off. So the parents' involvement is one of the challenges, and we marked it as green because it's happening, it's ongoing, and it's getting there. As well as the hungry learners and then also the parents, so the feeding schemes that we're running and the distribution of food is going good, as well as the farmers' involvement with the school. So initially there was none of those, and it's happening. And then also the stationery, it's an ongoing thing, and it's also happening. Then we have the multi-purpose sports field, because I know Kewan has this vision of this multi-purpose sports field. It's happening, but it's not yet where it needs to be. And as we mentioned, we marked it as in progress. But it's happening, and in the end, we would like to have like local communities play sports there, and put Joosternberg on the map, because a lot of people do not know where it is. And then we have the LC classes, as we mentioned, about the individual attention that is required. So the practical skills, the hairdressing, the knitting skills, and all those, there is progress, but it's not where we want it to be. Then we have the winter challenges, the absenteeism, sorry. So yeah, the winter warmer campaign is also something that we are addressing those issues, and then also the library books that's also coming in. So those are in progress. But the biggest issues that is still there is the transport issues, as Kevin has mentioned, about the kids that do not get to use the buses and have to travel, the distances that they have to wet and at school, and also the teacher-to-learner ratio. So that's always going to be a problem. And then unfortunately, the local business involvement, we're trying to get that, but that is also quite slow. So the Winter Warmers campaign. So we ran the Winter Warmers campaign in order to address the need for a child to stay warm. And what we've done is we've got these blankets. Sanlam donated these blankets. I think we had 100 or something, over 100. And then we also ran to get beanies. One of our colleagues, she does it for RB every week, and she just knits beanies like crazy. And then we just got so much beanies. It's like this, and we did this year and last year. And then also the underwear, because when they were saying that some of the kids, I know that there's an issue where some kids, especially the boys, would buy female underwear just to have something on. So we try to address this. It's in progress, it's happening. So hopefully, we get better at this. And then also gloves and scarves, just to keep warm during the winter times. So Kevin also will mention to you about the Mandela Day we had. Do you want to speak on it?
Yes.
The previous one, okay.
Yes. As you can see, there is gracefully busy with his face painting. That was the Mandela Day. Face painting at the Spider-Man. He was busy with the Spider-Man faces there. And they also painted the jungle gym and a lot of party packets that they give to our learners. If you come to our school, you will always, if you walk, you will always find some kid will come along and give you a hug and grabbing you by the leg, and if you can walk with that kid, he will hang on to you. These guys from APSA came in there, and I need to tell the story. There was no roof, and we were standing, and they were speaking to the learners. And it started to rain. So I always said this was the showers of blessing. It started to rain, and all the learners had to get under the roof there, the walkway. And as they walked out, some of the learners just grabbed onto their legs and said, "Hello, meneer, hello, juffrou, how are you?" And they went away, and so 5 days after that, they were saying they felt so warm. They felt they belonged there. And that showers of blessing started that war. So now we have a roof just of that learners that was hanging on to that person. So yes, I love my school, really. I love that school. Yes. And as can you see, that is our stage at this moment. That's a piano that came from Canada by containers. And that's our sport field, as you can see there. The kids are playing on that field, soccer, rugby, netball, athletics. We practice on that field. And this land belongs to the Myburg family. And when you want to get infrastructure on this land, you cannot do anything. The department is not doing anything. Everything must come from NGOs. So the Department of Education is not willing to buy this land from Mr. Myburg for 4 million. They just want to give him 2 million for, 5 hectares? Yes. The they want to give him 2 million. So I was thinking, yes, let me not go into politics there. Right. Teacher appreciation, also Gracely and some of the Sanlam group, they came along, and some of our teachers got cupcakes and some blankets. I don't know why Gracely actually choose the 2 of them. That's the oldest and that's the youngest. So yes, I wonder why. So yes, our soccer team played very well, our rugby team played very well, and that is our 67 minutes and our 67 years that we did on our field. As you can see, there is that is the sand that was delivered, that heaps there, that is the sand that was delivered. But it will be there. It will be there. The challenges are big, and the challenges will always be there. But I just want to, from my side also, say Gracely, PFP, Nadia, all the guys in the COP17, when we've met at the first time, I said, oh, how can I trust? I cannot trust everybody with the things from my school. So yes, we went out and everybody was speaking about the school. Everybody was opening up. And every time it's getting better. So I was like hungry for these meetings. You know, we as the principals, we can't go and speak everywhere. And this was a place where I can come and speak. And the people respect all the things that I said there. They was not interrupting me. I could just speak and tell them how I feel about the education. If there was education or a departmental official, I would have a little bit stay quiet and, you know. So these guys, I could have speak to and tell them how I feel. For Nadia, thank you very much for being that facilitator that you are. Sometimes, oh, why is he so just angry? And you must get this thing together, you must get this thing out. But yes, thank you for that also. Then Liz, thank you for your contribution to the school. Really appreciate it. Lots of kids going to bed now, fed. Thank you very much for that. And then, yes. And then I just want to say about myself. I'm like this. I'm running around for the school and doing this from day one when I started teaching. Because my passion, I want to make a difference. I lived on a farm, the Driehoek farm in Stellenbosch. I lived there. I went to school there. Now, after 12 years, matric, going to study and going back to a school. Oh, it's difficult, eh? You study to go back to a school. It doesn't make sense. So I actually didn't want to go back to the school. I tried different avenues, really different avenues. But the genes, these mother-father genes, you know, not genes, the genes in me, they bring me back. And I'm enjoying every moment of this. Really, I'm enjoying every moment. To all the younger people out there, education, come to school, go and do education. It's not about that, yes, you must feed and must pay the bills, but can you feel that warmth if a kid says, thank you, I love you. This is what schools, you're going back to school every time, day after day, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. That the challenge is there, and you see the changes. And people like these come along and help you to make that changes. It's so much better. It makes out first a community, school, the community, South Africa a better place to live in. And thank you very much for listening to our story. Seriously, there's still one thing that the video,
Can you perhaps
just that video, click please. Oh, this is what. This is. If I could take a little time. I cannot sing. There's no sound with it, but right. They're doing their thing there, dancing and jiggling and jiving. And this is, as you can see there, there's the learners are sitting there. Still the floor must be done. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. And thank you, PFP, for making me and our COP feeling you deserve it. And thank you for telling us you guys matter. Thank you.